the first question we talk about is regarding 20 and back. And you said it's the oldest way of time travel that has been around because it's 20 years either forward or backwards. The ACIO found the first mentions of it in what's considered Iraq, or formerly known as the Sumerian Empire, 7,000 years ago.
It's Iraq. It's Iraq. Yep. It's Iraq. Yeah.
Which was formerly the Sumerian Empire, right? 7,000 years ago. 7,000 years ago, the secret space program has been going on.
No, please. This is not the same. This is not the same secret space program. This is time travel program. Okay. This is total different stuff.
It says 20 and back is the oldest way of time traveling. It's called because it is 20 years either forward or backwards.
It is regular or usual step, but if they want, they can make 10% plus, but it's highly unrecommended.
So the ACIO first mentions this from Iraq, which was formerly known as the Sumerian Empire 7,000 years ago. Unknown human hybrids from different contexts of existence successfully manipulated our reality for their advancements. They misled us in order to believe that the way or how time is flowing is very easy, just past, present, and future. This is not true because the way of the process that they were talking about, how time works, is much more complex and complicated. So one of the scenarios is multiple case scenarios at one place, but what was, is, and will become real is only a matter of choice of multiple people. Explain that, Peter.
It is pretty much, it's easy. It's pretty much like, you know, like I want to have to do something, you want to do something, or whoever whatsoever, and I don't know what will happen, and there are of course certain circumstances, and there will be, or I don't know, there will be conditions and whatsoever, and all of those things, they are very closely tied together, bounded together, and we can call it, we can make a parallel to rope, very powerful rope, you know, for example, sailing rope, right?
Right.
So this is reality. This is case scenario. What do you think? Is it good or not? Good enough?
So you're saying that the parallels look like ropes, like next to each other, like that?
Yes. Those are parallels.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, not parallels. Those are, give me a second. Those are times.
Timelines.
Timelines.
Right.
Yes. This is the way how time is, and that's the question, how we can call it, how time is working, and pretty much what we will do or what we will choose, that will be it. You know what I mean?
It's a group decision of how things go. So it's mass consciousness, or a collective, a large group that is interested in doing something.
Exactly. This is it.
The second point that we brought up is that we're bringing up is partial steps in time travel. So we talk about the typical 20 forward, 20 back, because there's a safety measure in that. It's the safest way to travel. But the partial steps You said we know from different sources that it started 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Mankind gathered enough knowledge in order to get a solid idea about locations of control and support, points for partial traveling, whether it's 5 or 10 or 15 years. Those locations are both tropics of the Cancer and Capricorn, equator and North and South poles. This kind of time travel has more risks because it's getting out of the standard traveling cycle. The safest way is a half cycle. That means 10 years. The other intervals are 5 and 15 years and are not completely safe, and they are not recommended to use. Especially, we are considering a big time jump, which can be more than 100 cycles. The aftermath of wrong directed time jump through a wormhole is frequently very bad.
Give me a second. What is just, by the way, FII? What is just, by the way, FII? It's 2,000 years. It's not that bad. FII, if you consider, it's not that bad.
To do a jump?
No, I'm just saying, because people may be like, now what they are talking about 100 cycles, but it is like 2,000 years. It's big. Do you know what I mean? It's big time jump.
It is, yeah.
But believe me, or believe it or not, people were using much higher or much they are talking about stronger time jumps, stronger because they need to use reactors, you know.
There's different groups that are time traveling.
Yeah.
Can you give us like a rough estimate of how many groups have been traveling? Is it just nations, or is it then on top of that?
Oh, no. They are using many of groups. They are using this kind of stuff. Many of them.
It's become very common. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you see these kids on some of the, I don't know, on YouTube on occasion, I'm not saying all of them are true, but some of them are actually coming back and saying that they went into the future, they had this experience. Some of it is accurate then.
Look, the stuff is like now, and that's the sorry, this is kind of juvenile and childish, but now, what is now? In let's say, no, I'm thinking industrial revolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this revolution, what is like 250 years? I don't want to say 300, 250, 300. So it is pretty much from our point of view, because if one man or woman, it doesn't matter, if one person will live for 100 years, it's long. So quotes in quotes, only from this point of view, it's absolutely common, right? And pretty much it's like, for example, if you are going on the street and you have 1/4, like a coin, you have a penny on the street, lying on the street, and you are do you know what I mean? And you will get it. Do you know what I mean? On your pocket. It's not a big deal, absolutely. On that kind of. No, it's not a big deal, absolutely. No.
What do you mean?
It looks primitive. I mean, how can I say it? It doesn't look so quotes in quotes fancy and whatsoever, but I'm just saying, do you know what I'm trying to say? It's pretty much like from this point of view, because look, Look, try to think, okay? Try to think. We are talking about 7,000 years ago, approximately, versus 300. It's nothing, absolutely nothing, right?
But you say that when you do those bigger jumps, that it creates violent tearing in the context of existence.
Yes, but give me a second. You said that so many people are saying that they were in the future and whatsoever, and I am saying that I don't want to say 100% that they are necessarily true, but I am saying that during, or let's say since the Industrial Revolution started, it is pretty much like last 300 years or something like that. It's pretty much like 30 years before there was no internet, for example, right?
Right.
Now, try to think what we have with internet right now, right? So it is pretty much something like that. Do you know what I mean? Internet is, I don't want to say everywhere, okay, my bad, but pretty much everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So this is it. This technology, if you know how can I say it? If you are smart enough, and if you do you know what I mean? If you are DIY, so do it yourself, man, woman, or whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? It is not that kind of complicated to build no, it's not that kind of complicated.
Kind of like John Titor.
Yeah, and especially I'm thinking last 150 or let's say 170 years, something like that. Absolutely not a big deal. Absolutely not a big deal. Believe me, absolutely. Like
well,
that.
I think, I mean, obviously we can't validate anyone. It would have to be like on an individual basis.
Give me a second. No, please. I am not saying individual, like case to case. Right. I am saying how it is according our knowledge in general, okay? That it is very, very easy to get, to access, okay? That's it.
Right.
Give me a second, if we are talking about 20 and back, because there are many other technologies, modern technologies, much more highly advanced and enhanced technologies, that's total different case. But this easiest and most, let's say, absolutely most primitive stuff, because pretty much internet, it's still internet. It's pretty much like, I don't know, if you have car and you have wheels, and you have only one thing, still after 150, 100, almost 70 or so years, only one thing is on the wheels: rubber. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So this is it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is internet. It's still internet. Do you know what I'm trying to say? This is, yeah, this is.
So whether you use very advanced technology or you use something less advanced, but it does the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also, more things can go wrong, right? When you do a time jump.
This is another problem. You can, how can I say it? You can have much more, I don't know, presets, like, okay, I want to do this, I can do that, but as you said, more things can get screwed, and believe me, they will.
Right. Like
even
going to the wrong place or something like that.
And even Not if you are rookie, but even if you are very, very, experienced, because it's easy. It's normal. All of us, we are making mistakes. It's normal. Yeah.
Right. Or not just making a mistake, something else goes on, right? Something else happens that throws you off for some reason. Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely the dangers in it. So the longer the time period obviously is more dangerous. It's not like, a portal is a portal and it's all equal.
But from my point of view, how many times you are doing that? I mean, do you know what I mean? How many times? Like more than 2 millennia? No, for real. Nah, not that big deal. Do you know what I mean?
Does the body break down if you travel too much?
Nope, because they are using capsules.
And that preserves you, and so you don't age or anything like that, right?
No. It looks like a capsule, like, I don't know, how can I call it? It looks so weird. It looks like a
tube.
Yeah, some sort of, almost like a tube from old radios or old TVs or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
But tubes are, how can I say that? They are not so 100% perfect, and those are literally like perfect, like cells in the body. Do you know what I mean? That kind of capsules.
The steampunk ones, when they show, like on Jules Verne or H.G.
This is
Wells,
what I'm talking about.
they're more like I don't know, like a vehicle, brass looking, right? With contraptions and things on the inside, like a car in some ways.
Yeah, no, I understand you. Yeah. But give me a second. You can't you can't compare Jules Verne, because Jules Verne was time traveler too, just by the way.
Right.
But we know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So let's get back to this. And one of the questions that we had was genetic heritage. Why are specific people chosen for these programs?
And that's the problem. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say I don't know, but they have specific, I don't want to say key, but they've got the genetic heritage, the profile, and I am not, doctor, I mean medical doctor or whatsoever, but they've got very specific profile, and I am not an expert in this field, to be honest.
What you told us is there are two different and completely independent groups of people with genetic types to explore, and you're using two different types as an example.
First is, my bad, are either soldiers or, and this is it. People are like, what the heck? What the heck is Insider talking about? But it is either soldiers or special military black ops, units members, because they shouldn't be necessarily soldiers. They can be many more stuff. They can do many more stuff, right? They can do many more stuff. So this is it. And this is first group. Second group is, and just by the way, the second group, what is weird, the second group, so many times people like volunteered it. I don't know if they manipulated or what them or whatsoever. I don't know. Don't ask me. because they volunteered that to those programs. Those people went at those programs in order to make time traveler programs like more easier, more advanced and whatsoever. But there are so many crazy ways they need to have. I mean, they need to fulfill. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to fool you, okay? Not only you, Jessica, but our listeners. No, because
Right.
I am not in the first place, or let's say on one hand, I am not medical doctor, and I wasn't in in the process when they created, okay, those people should be here, those people not. Do you know what I mean? No, I wasn't there.
Right.
I only know basic principle. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Basic
Yeah,
principle.
it's mostly to give an example because there are obviously exceptions to the rule, and that some people are brought in that don't fit any of the profiles. Like you said, that they're not really, nobody's ever revealed exactly what they're looking for, but they obviously have something in mind. And then this other group you said are people you said that are enhancing time travel technology because of a wide variety of experiments that are needed, either 90% with inner body implants. So these are people
What is absolutely crazy? Give me a second. Give me a second. They were, how can I say, normal, and they were, quotes in quotes, enhancing them. Sorry, you can move on. Sorry, this is my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, they enhance them with black goo based on miniature technology, the nano times 10 minus 9. In order to achieve this, all the people were very carefully selected thanks to a DNA profile as a heritage from their ancestors. The biggest advantage of the technology, in fact, that the experiments participants do not need to be de-aged back because they never really aged during the process of time traveling. So they
yes, but this is absolutely crazy, at least from my point of view, because some of them were implanted with chips. Another of them had goo, and then I said black goo, but it's like we know, most of us know whatsoever, but it's not just black goo whatsoever. But and those, like, oh my god, poor people, they've got both, and I was like, what? This is next level craziness. They've got both. Like, how in the world somebody can have both? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't want to say okay because this is not okay.
Those are they volunteering this experiment, or?
You know, look, as I said, for most of those people, they don't, how can I say it? Those experiments, it was their best, not best case, best, how we can call it, best choice. It's like they don't have, and it's like, nah, insider is telling us BS. Nobody with higher IQ will do it. Believe me, if you don't have anything, if you have homeless, believe me, people, even intelligent people can go homeless or get homeless because of complicated circumstances.
Right, right.
Or, for example, intelligent people, they are way too intelligent. They are that intelligent, they simply get nuts and ended up in nuts house. No, I mean it for real. It is how it
Yeah.
is.
They have a breakdown of some sort
Yeah,
from
yeah,
something
yeah,
that
yeah.
happened, drugs, alcohol, or hardship or something.
Exactly. This is it what I said. Nobody will look out for them. And you know, oh my god. Oh my god. And for them it was like, if they have I mean those quotes in quotes nuts, okay, we need to be normal. So if they are out of their mind, and if they were at least just a little bit normal because they've got their own, times, like if they were absolutely out of everything, and in another times they were normal, more normal, right?
Right.
And they will make reasonable discussion with them, and they were like, okay, there will be a very good opportunity to have accommodation, and on and on and on and on, and it ended up, we know how.
Sometimes it's destiny, the people end up in a situation where they're open to doing what they were probably here for, to
No,
help out in some way.
I'm just saying that it's no, I'm just
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've seen things in my own life and in other people's lives where it's almost like no matter what you do, your life gets redirected in a specific way because
do
it
you
was
know
part of
what?
your
Do you
destiny,
know
maybe.
do you know what? Yeah.
So natural abilities is another point that we bring up. You said that many people are selected to time travel because of their ancestors. They had a special ability. They have close communication based via resonation with nature, or they
Yeah.
resonate with nature. Some people have telepathy or mind reading abilities, and another one maybe has telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
All of those abilities are crucial once they are combined together, when those kind of people are concentrated at one place, because thanks to their gifts, they can see different scenarios as reality, and that will make us prevent from making the same mistakes over and over again, I guess, as problems were created. In other words, to say that they literally saved the context of existence a lot of times. According to the ACIO database, there are at least 2,000 times when those type of people saved our reality from complete collapse.
What do you think, Hannah?
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. In allowing humanity. So people say, well, and they have their belief systems and they pray to God and they pray to the God source or all living things. And then some people are completely, I don't believe in any God. We make our own destiny. We're just here once. There's a lot of different belief systems of how this happens. But here's yet another one that enhanced people or people that came in with abilities and gifts are here to help humanity, and they have in the past.
Yeah, you are right.
You should be nice to your local psychic.
No, to be perfectly honest, I don't know, because there are too many things to know what I mean, to think about or to talk about maybe. And what do you think? What is the best way about?
I know
Uh,
that in the past, people that had abilities were considered witches and evil and all of these other things, but they didn't realize that those are the very people that are trying to help. And not on all occasions, but on some. And it's just another scenario for people to look at. 2,000, at least 2,000 times of saving the earth. I'd say that's a pretty good track record.
That's my question. You didn't knew that?
No, I didn't know it was. I knew that they have helped, and there's many. It's really good because there's a lot of shows coming out showing people that time travel and come back to help the planet. People that are using their abilities to find dangers that are happening on the planet. So there's a lot of different TV shows and scenarios that talk about these things. So that's I did know about it in that sense. But,
yeah. Oh,
so we can move on to the next one, which is people that have a military background. And I can tell you, I've had many people that I've talked to personally with a military background or generations of military in their family, right?
Uh-huh.
And it says that you said it's obvious that all of the soldiers, special military unit members, have military background, not only directly them, but long-term good Army profile of their ancestors in a very big, which brings a very big advantage. But it does not automatically mean that the soldiers will end up in time traveling programs. There are specific selective processes, and only they did. Once they did not pass, then they will not be let into the program. The good point here is that soldiers can give us more detailed description of the war in other contexts of existence because they have an enhanced vision on reality. Civilian people, they are participating on enhancing time traveling technology via experiments that does not have any sort of military background on one hand, but on the other hand, in most cases, they are selected by their profession or job because the whole time travel technology is a too risky a project to get to the public. So you're saying that the military, if people with a military background, if they're in another context of existence, they understand the operations of the military, the terminology, the basic operations. They don't have to be trained.
Yeah, you are right.
The civilians maybe could support in other areas.
Absolutely.
Or be involved with military, but not on the level that the others are, unless they're trained in the other context of existence.
Oh, you are very right.
So and that's why there are some people that have vivid dreams, recall, and ideas and knowledge that they can't figure out regarding military. Right?
Yeah, that's true because it's like everybody has its own role.
Right.
It's how it is, and people should accept it. Shouldn't it?
If they accept it, it will become a lot easier, and then we can move on to the next thing. But until they keep wanting to disagree or saying that some of this stuff doesn't exist, we can't move any further. We're stuck. And then if we keep moving further and sharing information, then what happens? There's a very small percentage of people that understand what's going on, and that's it. And the others will, they're following what everyone else is saying, and so they're not willing to open up to this information, and it will hold them back, especially if they're already in another context of existence doing that work.
If they already are, and that's the stuff. If they already are,
then don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Find out what you're doing. Don't be afraid of it. That's what I tell people. There's nothing to be afraid of. You've already done it. You're already there, and you're here, and you're alive, and you're fine. So it's just a matter of knowing. It won't make you crazy if you know this. It's not going to say, oh, yeah, this is scary that I know this, or people are going to think there's something wrong with me if I talk about it. Then don't talk about it to everybody. But don't lie to yourself if you know that this is something that's true, because then you create your own fracturing. So you don't want to do that either. So
and other stuff.
Right.
You are right. Very, very right.
Yeah, because we see people like that, they have a lot of problems then. because then they think there's something wrong with them because they're having a full recall. And there's nothing wrong with them you're having a recall because you've been there. But it doesn't mean that your life has to change dramatically over here. It's just recognizing it. That's it.
Yeah, but you know how it is.
Right.
So many people believe, nah, I don't want to talk about this. I want to do this and that, you know.
And then 10, 20 years later, they'll still, it won't go away. It won't go away because it happened, right?
And it will hit them even harder and harder, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was younger and I kept having these visions and I kept on ignoring them until it hit me pretty hard. And then I stopped ignoring it. Made life so much easier, you know? And the same thing with you, Peter. If you were to ignore everything right now, it would be almost, I would say, dangerous for you at this point.
Yeah, you are very right.
Yeah. So let's see, civilian age groups. This is the next question. People are taken for time traveling technology pretty much at the age group, especially civilians, younger age group. So let's see, they are advancing technology. The youngest, according to our findings, is 6 years old. Children that are 6 years old. And,
what is crazy?
Right. So this is for time travel.
Yeah.
Until they're old as adults in their 60s.
Yeah, 65, 66, what we've got, at least. Yeah. Something like that.
There's a broad spectrum of many different mental and brain abilities. Scientists, thanks to research of those gifts, scientists can better focus on the finer genetic characteristics. Information from this branch of project, what is made in another context of existence, can improve much more soldiers' abilities with the appropriate DNA structure. Selection of genetic heritage is properly made in 5D. So they're assessing and looking at this from 5D. Since the very start of the program, most notorious Mobius and Monarch corporations are involved.
Yeah.
So you have the good and the bad, right? So this is the bad because of their hunger for power. And
you know what they are? They are absolutely crazy G's.
They want to improve and polish the best and the finest they're a fake virtual modeled reality, what we know from the movie in the Matrix.
You need to say the Mobius.
Yep. And then you said the fun fact is that we should not be called reality because it pretty much does not exist at all. It is only a quantum computer simulation.
But it is like that. It is like that, aka it isn't.
And that's running in the background of the real world. So very much like the Matrix, we have this Mobius reality still running. It's still running, right? Because even though
a second, it isn't running as they want. It isn't like we are making slow progress. Let's say it is creation in progress. Do you know what I mean?
Right, because you put it
process in progress.
What was the date that you kind of
26th April 2020.
Yeah. So, all right.
Oh my.
So if we want to comprehend it better in some sort of operating system, not only all the people are living in, but everything is working inside. So we're still experiencing this simulation.
Those are some sort of, some sort of effects still, effects and still effects and still effects. Like, people don't like those effects, but they are still here.
The residual effects of
residual effects, yeah,
of their plans of what they want to do to us, or to traumatize us, essentially. So the second is monarch, and they want complete domination over humanity.
Why? I am not surprised.
Because they believe only after enslaving all or most of the human race for work, labor, maybe as an experimental subjects, we as species can make some sort of advancement. So that sort of reminds me of the smart cities, all the agendas.
Detroit became human or whatsoever, yeah.
So the Android sort of, yeah, getting everyone living in one place, control systems. I'm trying to think of that other Observer video game.
Yeah,
where everyone's locked in their little, small little, you'll have nothing and you'll be happy because you'll be a robot and you won't be able to think on your own.
Hey, stop. You are happy. So stop, okay? You are happy. Stop.
Right. You're going to make us be happy, right? But, they never talk about how they are going to live that way too, right? It's only us that they want. The enslaving.
Hey, stop. Yeah. You didn't take it right, because you will not understand that you will be not able to understand.
Right. You won't be able to understand at that time. So it's too late. Yeah. And
it will be too late for you.
You know what's really interesting is I remember you started talking about Monarch, and there were so many people that were like, oh, I'm a Monarch agent, and they were bragging about it. And they just thought it was the coolest thing. And I'm like, that's not really a good thing, And I said, you're the ones that, immediately, it's the enslavement. They were already getting owned or controlled, and they didn't have any awareness that was happening, that they're being used for things.
All right. No use, not used, misused.
Very badly misused, and harming other people, harming the planet, used for really terrible things, right? So I always suggested that people, if you feel that you're connected to Monarch, pull out immediately, because you're helping them with hive mind and helping them to destroy the planet and put everyone in a slave system. So it's just like the AI. Everyone thought AI was really cool, and they thought it'd be cool to be a robot. And just look at the Observer reality, or
Observer
Cyberpunk.
System Redux.
Yeah. And look at Cyberpunk. I mean, if that's really what, I mean, I believe those realities.
It is cool. Okay, go ahead and put. We can put you in that reality, and it will be cool. Oh my God.
Because that reality will probably still exist for those that really want to be there, I guess. Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you can't control, people like Elon Musk that really finds that interesting.
Please don't. Oh my God.
But anyhow, that's Monarch. Yep.
And that's pretty much it.
Well, let's see. That you also, most of their technologies are from another context of existence.
Yeah.
So is it a bleed through, or is it an invasion?
No, it's. Do you know what? It's some sort of mix. Some sort of mix.
They were able to transport them here via wormhole. Yeah. As I said, really think through some of this information. More is going to come out along these lines. There's been so much confusion about it. It's time for people to open up to finally getting information regarding very old documentation that Peter has access to, and take that information to help you to better make your decisions for the future, and not be afraid of certain things. I know a lot of people are afraid of the whole time travel process, the fact that they exist in other realities, and with less fear, you're able to take in the information, understand it a little better. But with fear, everything sounds really horrible and scary. And not have any fear, but be willing to look at it. And so then you can take more control of your own choices and experiences moving forward rather than feeling like a victim, which I find that's across the board. So many people, when they talk about these subjects, they feel victimized, which goes into MyLabs. And we're not talking about MyLabs right now, and there is a difference. Unless you're talking about Monarch and Mobius that would use MyLabs. But that's going to be for another topic, or
Yeah, definitely.
more on the subject later.